Hello, everybody. Welcome to Counselor's Couch 101, where we help you get the most benefit from your counseling experiences. A number of years ago, a friend of mine invited a half dozen of us over to her house for one evening so that we could socialize and meet her mother, who was visiting from out of state. Now, that afternoon, my friend had taken her mother to her counseling session. They went there and they discussed family issues and like that, and my mother got to meet the counselor and get to know what the client was working on. Well, that evening at that gathering, the subject of the counseling came up, and the mother began to say that she didn't like the counselor that her daughter was seeing, and she strongly advised her to go find another counselor, a better counselor. And finally, the conversation sort of came around and looked at me, and the mother was looking at me and said, "Don't you agree? Shouldn't she find a better counselor?" I held my hand up like that, and the mother took the hint and she stopped talking about it. Later on in the evening, when the daughter was out of the room, the mother came over to me and we were talking. And I told her, I said, "I know the counselor that you're referring to, and I understand your concerns. But the thing of it is, your daughter likes that counselor. If she didn't like the counselor, she wouldn't talk and she wouldn't get anything out of the session. She would soon quit. But if she does like him, she will talk and she will benefit from that alone." And so the mother got she understood what I was trying to say, and she said, "Okay, we'll let my daughter have the counselor she likes because that's where she'll benefit." Now, in the old days, it used to be that people looking for counselors could talk to two or three counselors, get them on the phone or go visit them in the office, something like that, and get a sense of them before they agreed to do the counseling. But that seems to have fallen by the wayside. Nowadays, insurance companies pretty much just assign you to a counselor and you pretty much have to take it. But you don't have to remain with that counselor if it's not working. You can request another counselor and say the counselor's fine, but we just don't seem to match up. Also, insurance companies for a long time have always wanted to put a number on the number of visits that they can have with anyone. And usually it goes from about 2 or 3 visits to 10 or 12. That's pretty normal. And some things can be taken care of really quickly. I remember one time I was assigned a couple's counseling session with this man and his wife. I called over the first day and the husband wasn't home, and I spoke to the wife. And we talked and we seemed to get along. She seemed to appreciate our conversation and the ideas that we came up with together. And she said she'd be happy to talk with me again the next week when her husband was home. A week later, I called again. The wife wasn't there, but the husband took the call. And the husband told me, "Hey, we don't need any more counseling, Doc." Usually when someone says that, I figure they're avoiding counseling and that they're a problem in the relationship and like that. It's kind of a red flag when someone says, "We don't need your help." So I asked him, I said, "Why don't you need any more counseling?" And he said to me, "You cured her. You cured my wife with one conversation. So we're good to go and we don't need any more help right now." Well, the thing of it is, obviously, I did not cure his wife in one conversation. But what did happen was we talked about her perspective on the issue, and the lady of her own choosing decided to look at things differently. And once she did that, the issue between her and her husband just disappeared. And from that point, they didn't have anything to worry about on that regard. Now, of course, they're going to have more problems in the future. Marriages are hard, and there will be more issues. But for that time, the issue that she wanted to take care of and the husband was concerned about had been dealt with, and they were good to go for the minute. Some things can be dealt with quickly like that. Other things take time, especially if it's a very serious diagnosis. It could take a bit of time, but it all depends on the circumstances and what needs to get done with it. In counseling, I think basically what we do is we discuss habits. Human beings are creatures of habits. We do everything over and over again the way we have taught ourselves to do them. We drive to work the same way every day. We stop at the same restaurants, coffee shops, and things like that. It just becomes habit. We don't even think about it, right? We go to the dry cleaners. We're not thinking about it. Just a habit. The thing is, you don't break a habit. You replace it, because human beings are creatures of habit. We replace habits from ones that don't work for us to ones that help us or get us through life in a better way. We do things better. We're more happy with the result. So that's one of the things we try to do in our counseling sessions. If you have any questions or thoughts or want to say something about this particular item, or you want to raise a question or get some information on some other aspect of counseling, please send me an email. That's at counselorscouch101 That's all one word, lowercase, and no apostrophe, counselorscouch101 at mail.com. counselorscouch101 at mail.com. I hope to be hearing from you soon. Have a blessed day.